Okay, folks, so we're looking at part 3 of the chapter 1 review. First part here, I'm looking at this diagram over here, and I want to name angle 5, that's this angle right here, a different way. So I'm going to use the vertex of that angle, which is T, and two other letters to show where that angle lives. So I could either do angle S, T, W. Okay, that would be one way to do it. Or we also have angle WTS. Okay, both of those would also put me in the same place as angle 5. Okay, go ahead and try number 2 on your own. Okay, so if you labeled angle 2 correctly in a different way, we could label that as angle TVW or angle WVT. Either one of those would be correct. Okay, so we have the vertex of angle 3. So vertex of any angle is always just going to be a point. Okay, so the vertex of angle 3 would be point, and angle 3 is up here, so that's point T. Same vertex as angle 5, or same point rather. Name the sides of angle 4. So I want to look closely at angle 4. It's up here. So one of the sides branches off this way. It's a ray. And then I have my other side of that angle 4, this right here. So these are both rays, and they are rays T. We have ray TS, and we have ray TU. Okay. So try the same thing for number 5 on your own. Name the sides of angle 1. Try that one on your own. Okay, so if you name the sides for angle 1 correctly, we have this ray here, WT, for Washington Township, of course. And then we also have ray WV. Okay. Okay, so now we're going to marry some algebra to our geometry. We have an angle bisector here. BD bisects angle ABC, and this is a lot of times some of us will make a mistake where we have a situation of complementary angles, where they'll show you something like this, and they're showing you that you have these two angles that are complementary, and a lot of times I'll notice that folks will set them equal to each other. I guess they just figure that's easier. But over in that setting, we want to add them and get to 90. But here we do indeed have an angle bisector, which really ought to make our life a lot easier. We can see from the diagram here that we have these two congruent angles. They're labeled ABD and DBC are both equal to each other. So I want to find X, and then I want to find ABD. I want to know how much is this angle measure right here. Okay, and they tell me that it's 4x plus 5, but I want to find the actual numeric value for that. So since I have an angle bisector, I can right away say that 4x plus 5 is equal to 2x plus 9. I can just go right ahead and start with that. So I'm going to solve this for x. I subtract 2x from both sides. And then I have 2x plus 5 equals 9. Now I subtract 5 from both sides. Oops, lost it. Okay, so again, subtract 2x from both sides. Try to get us back to that spot. 2x plus 5 equals 9. Subtract 5. And we have 2x equals 4. So x equals 2. And then we can solve for ABD. Okay, if x equals 2, then I know that ABD is 4 times 2 plus 5, which is 13. So I have x equals 2, ABD equals 13. Okay, and then finally we have 3 more algebra problems here to finish off that relate to our angle relationships. The first relationship that you have here, number 1, are vertical angles. So I'm just going to write vertical. And what we should know about vertical angles is that they're equal to each other. So right away, sort of like my angle bisector setting, I can set these two quantities equal to each other. I have 5x minus 2 equals 4x plus 17. Okay? And over here, these are supplementary angles. Okay, and we should know about, sorry for the scribble scrabble there, it's kind of hard to write with the stylus, but what we should know about supplementary angles is that they sum to 180. I do not want to set these two equal to each other. They don't look like they're equal to each other, and they are not. Okay, what I know about these two angles is that if I add them together, if I take 5x minus 18, that's the value of one angle, plus 4x plus 45, okay, if I add those two together, they will sum to, I'm going to write it over here, 180. Okay, they're supplementary angles, so they add up to 180 degrees. And then finally over here, I have complementary angles. I'm just going to abbreviate COMP. They're complementary. Remember, we said if you got a good grade, like a 90 on your test, we would compliment you. So, complementary means that they add up to 90. So again, I have to take x plus 25 and set them equal to 90. Okay, so we would have 2x plus 25 equals 90. Okay, so I have these three equations here now set up. Go ahead and finish this off and solve all three of these. Okay, so just check your work here if you got these three correct. We got x equals 19 for the first one. X equals 19. The second one we should have got x equals 17. And for the last one, we get a decimal here, x equals 32.5. Okay, x equals 32.5.